snow coming down. -8, feeling like -8 on the field. And Queens with the long, deep restart. My name is Laura McHugh, and I'm joined here by rugby legend Maria Sampson for this bronze medal game.
What an incredible opportunity for Guelph and Queens National Championship, playing for the bronze. Guelph perhaps a little bit of an upper hand being the OUA champions, but a little ping pong back and forth to start a game, and a big bosh by Queens on a Guelph defender. Chris Asmus, man in the middle from BC. Panel referee helping out at multiple international events. One of my favorite referees to play for, as he loves to chatter, tells players if they can have their hands on, hands off, offside, and all that stuff. Really good at controlling the game.
Yeah, we always love refs that are going to be able to talk you out of some penalties and manages the game really well. So lucky to have him as our referee for today. Great maul here from the Gaels.
Height of the line out, unbelievable on that boost. Good maul with the peel off.
Oh, and Rudy McPhail here for the Gaels, charging in. Zuliani, nice fancy footwork here. The Gaels continue to apply pressure. Pipchuck with that pick and go. And the Gaels slowing down this ball a little bit, setting up some organization, inching their way closer to this try line.
Really different seeing the Queens here, the back set up very deep, complete opposite to how the Stingers were in that last game. They're going for lots of pick and goes, hoping maybe to release their backs if they can turn slow ball into quick ball, but they keep going with those pick and goes, going with their forwards. Chris Asmet there to see if they're close.
So close here for the Gaels, heading towards this post his friend.
Early work for all the forwards on both sides. Ball available.
And try scored for the Gaels by number 5, Noah King. Well done.
Just touching that blade of grass. Noah, number 5. Tight head, second row.
Hailing from Vancouver, BC. Well done to the Gaels. We'll see this replay here. Excellent forward work. Continue to apply that pressure. Nice little body contact. And gets over that line.
Huge display of contact skills early in the game. Close contact skills with those pick and goes. Able to continue to put pressure on Guelph to have make those tackles close in the line. Queens getting over for the early 5 points. I imagine Queens fans are over the moon with that start.
Yeah, hopefully the camera will pan out. You'll be able to see the huge Queens crowd here. Guelph, about a 3.5-hour drive from Kingston. So lots and lots of supporters here for this game. Oh yes, and you see the sea of orange toques, a token staple in the Queens postseason. Lots of their supporters.
That try scorer, Noah King from Vancouver, St. George School, and played for the UBCO Ravens. 5th year of general arts. Be nice to cap off his career here, the bronze medal.
Nice deep kick here for the Griffins. And fielded by Will Matthews. See first year Adam Doyle here for a scrum half for the Gaels. Local Kingston kid, lots of love and support for Adam. So cool to see him grow up here in Kingston as a young pup and now as a dominant rugby player in this tournament. So well done to Adam. Great tackle here by number 8. Oh, but unfortunately having to release. Referees really paying attention to these breakdowns, making sure that if the poach is going to happen, there has to be a clear release from that tackler to get hands on that ball.
Big left-footed kick on the penalty, getting right about to the 22-meter line. Easy take by Guelph. Nice out of the back ball, hitting a short runner, but missing it. Looks like the ball went backwards, going to the winger, one-on-one, taking 2 in the tackle. Ball's available for quick ball. Good job there by Guelph, working to the edge and then getting quick ball to hit some forward runners.
Great movement here by the Griffins. Lots of attacking options here. Out the back. Nice little miss pass here. Right to the edge, 2-on-1. See if this winger can fight to keep this ball in bounds.
Great job. 13 was there for a little tap back in. They weren't going to get tackled by that white line. Love to see players playing edge to edge. Edge to edge. You can really see both teams getting better and better as we've gone up from the 7th place to 5th place to now bronze medal final. Already skills on display have been fantastic. Guelph really close to the line, looking for the little pop pass off the base of the ruck versus going with the pick and go, trying to move that point of contact. There they go with the pick and go, but it just comes off a Queens tackler. Still Guelph ball tight to the line.
Yeah, Queens doing a great job here defensively, but they're going to have to flood this breakdown soon. Oh, and just to the edge. Oh, and Guelph scores. I think that's number 14 here, Nick Soder. Nice ginger mullet. As a fellow ginger myself, got to appreciate a good head of red hair.
Number 4.
Oh,
number
sorry,
11.
Number 11.
Playing on the right side wing. That's what screwed us up. Love to see a blind winger going looking for work on the right side. Colin Lynch, London, Ontario, 3rd year. He's 6 foot, 200 pounds. Not bad for a winger in environmental engineering.
Guelph here, left-footed kicker. Beautiful kick here. But unfortunately, the flags stay down.
Quick question from our YouTube channel, 330 people watching. What's the chimney in the corner of the field? Is that a hurried turf pitch? Actually, it's the exhaust from the parking garage under the field. And I know that because that's where my car is parked.
Yes, Nixon is situated on top of a big parking garage.
Great use of space.
Yep, and I remember when it was a grass field and the men would be playing, and you were in the parking garage, you could actually see the roof shaking, so they had to redo that parking garage and put a nice, beautiful, World Rugby approved turf on that surface. Beautiful long turf, and the Nixon family obviously being very generous to Queens. All right, first scrum of the game here for Queens and for the Griffins.
These teams have scrummaged against each other multiple times over the years, most recently at the OUA Finals, where Guelph was triumphant and ended up having this number 2 seed coming into the CUMRC Championship, non-U Sport event run by the CUMRC Board of Volunteers, each host taking on an enormous amount of planning, scheduling, and logistics. Queen's University, in this case, UBC next year. Scrum collapses, allowed to play on, didn't affect the play. 10 had to do an inside step with a lot of pressure from Queens coming up hard. Really easy to see Queens in their gold jerseys and their defensive alignment and how fast they come off the line.
Oh, and great double tackle here from the Gaels. You know, Gaels will be looking to double tackle just kind of in the middle of these 15-meter channels with their big forwards, trying to stop momentum, stop any sort of continuity here.
Chip and chase unsuccessful for the number 10 from Guelph. Queens easily able to regather in the 15-meter channel and then hit a forward pod and another forward pod midfield, but Guelph coming up quite hard, making that hit. Kick likely to come, not making meters gained, and they do. Kick to just over the 22-meter line. It will be a Guelph line out.
Yeah, we see lots of kickers here trying to take advantage of the new law change of that 50-22, and unfortunately just shy of that 22-meter line, but we'll see Guelph's set piece here, line out what they're choosing to do. Oh, unfortunately, ball's lost forward. Queens has advantage here.
Counter ruck from Guelph. Ball unplayable. Chris Asmus calling it up. Oh no, there was a knock on in the counter ruck. So it'll be Queen's scrum. Comments on players in tights. New rugby law recently. Previously used to be only female players that could play in tights. And about the last 2 weeks, a significant change. Perhaps the last month, significant change that all players can wear their tights if required. No judgment from me in the warm booth watching these players play in swirling snow on hard turf. They can wear as many pairs of tights as they want, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Probably the only people on the field who wouldn't normally wear tights, even if it got to be freezing cold, would be line-out jumpers. You can see Queens and Guelph players here, the flankers and second rows and 8-mans with booster blocks just at the bottom of their thighs. Helps the lifters lift them as high as possible. Not fun to rip off your legs in the cold.
Yes, absolutely.
Front rows for the Guelph Gryphons at hooker, David Scollin from Mississauga, Ontario. Left and right for him. Got Gersha McCundy on the tight head side and then Aidan Vachon on the loose head side.
And for the Gaels, we have Stefan Giuliani at loose head, Neil Trainer at 2, and Rudy McPhail. Rudy McPhail, one of 3 McPhail rugby brothers, played for the Gaels. Really great guys. And Queens here settling into their structure as they try to build some phases here. Oh, excellent poaching attempt by the Griffins. And unfortunately, just misses that target of that ball.
Great little tip pass as he was going into contact. The hooker, second row running on, now hitting the edge in that 15-meter channel with a turnover. Guelph ball in their 22. No advantage played, going back to a Guelph scrum.
Nice to see all of the Queens men's alumni here. Traditionally, Queens is run as a club, so they don't make any cuts and they just field as many teams as the amount of bodies that show up. So, you know, when I played at Queens, they had upwards of 8 teams for the men's side. So, wonderful, wonderful rugby network for the Queens men's rugby. I know there's a lot of the program is supported by their contributions to Queens and to this team. So lots of love and support for the men's rugby alumni.
One of the few programs to also have full-time coaches. The dream job right there, being able to coach the game you love.
Yeah, Dave Butch on his 4th season with the Gaels, assistant coaches Dave Worsley, Patty Lynott, and Duncan McNaughton. Scott Kyle also coached last year. Hopefully see him around the pitch today.
Viewers might have noticed there was a little huddle there between a small amount of Queens players. Sometimes that's called your on-field leadership group. They were discussing in a group of 3 or 4 whether to go for the penalty for 3 points or whether to kick for touch. There's a single on-field captain, but a lot of times you'll have a group of players that can discuss and debate quickly before relaying the decision to the referee. Here's number 15, Thomas Kirkwood from Vancouver, BC for Queens.
Seeing number 8 there, trying to get a contact in, not trying to contacts in sport of rugby. If you lose one, can be devastating.
That's rough. Couple players from Queens to watch. Liam Casey, he was the OUA Player of the Year and led Queens in tries this season with 5 in 3 games in the regular season. Coach Butch saying he's one of the most prominent ball carriers, most ball carries, most tackles, top try scorer in all metrics. He's just had a huge impact. Excited to see Liam Casey today.
Yeah, unfortunately, Liam actually broke his collarbone.
Oh,
game, so
unfortunate for him in front of his home crowd.
But here we have Queens with making that penalty conversion. Score is now, I believe, we'll see it come up here. 10-5 for the Gaels. Griffins with a nice deep kick.
Good camera work getting right in on that tackle.
Love to see those fine details here. And Queens is setting up here to kick. And Guelph looking wonderful job fielding that ball from the Griffins, looking to transition here and counterattack. Great leg drive here from the Griffins.
Really good defensive alignment from Queens. Didn't quite come off the defensive line there. Allowed Guelph to go over the gain line.
Oh, and strong running here by Adam Ford for the Griffins.
Might be a steal, unclear. No, ball goes free for 9 to play to number 10. Guelph going to the edge, 7 there.
Wonderful.
Playing a 1-3-1 with your flanker outside.
Great tackle here from the Gaels. Tackler having to get out of there, and unfortunately, yeah, not rolling away there in that breakdown. Refereeing really looking for tacklers to be rolling east and west out of there as to not disrupt teams trying to go quickly.
The other individual from Queens we got told to watch, but is unfortunately not on the roster, Sam Ibbotson, a winger from Canmore, Alberta. Unfortunate losses for Queens. Time is off. There's an injury, number 2 for Queens.
Neil Trainer there.
Stratford, Ontario, in his 3rd year, might be going to get taped or might be coming completely off. Unclear if a substitution is going to be made, but we do see somebody in the tent looking like they're trying to get ready real fast. Must be really hard to get all those layers off.
Yeah, absolutely. And
there he is coming out of the tent. Likely number 16 if the jerseys match the positions. We'll see shortly. Red scrum cap, and we'll tell you who that is. Penalty to Guelph after that stoppage in play. Left-footed kicker on the left-hand sideline. Just about 8 or 9 meters out. Really good attacking opportunity for the Guelph. Believe this is the first time they are headed into Queens 22. Sometimes called the red zone. 13 minutes to play in this first half.
You see all the spectators enjoying a nice little beverage in the beer tent right behind the end goal here in the Queens end.
Thankfully sponsored by Langara Pub.
And Guelph looking, they have a full line out here, so we'll see if they're going to try to maul.
No contest, easy take in the middle of the field, allowing Guelph to set up a really good looking maul, looking like it's taken down. Chris Asmus had his hand out, likely collapsing the maul. 9 going for a little jaunt right near the ruck, and penalty is there. Pulling down the maul. There's the hand signal from Chris. You cannot pull down a maul. Successful end to a maul is not a tackle, therefore you cannot tackle the ball carrier in the middle of the maul. A mauling collapsing is something a little bit different when it happens on its own volition. Big word of the day already. Great attacking position. Queens not contesting at all, giving them a really easy platform for Guelph to set up. Lots of numbers in there. Yeah, very well set up.
Great job here from Guelph. Just trying to shift this point.
Can hear the crowd cheering on Queens defensively.
As they inch closer to this try line.
Pick and go, pick and go. One more coming, sending the ball out wide to the 10. Lots of space and a knock-on in the middle of the field.
Well, unfortunate for Guelph.
They had tons of room. Queens did not come off the defensive line in the midfield.
I must say, I think Guelph wins for best hair, best Movember stashes.
They do. I think there's some hiding underneath scrum caps too. Saw that one great one previously from Nick Gagnon.
I think my favorite is number 10, Kashufi with the frosted tips you see there.
Yeah, that's nice. Would even be better if he had a little cape in the back of some glorious locks, but his choice, he went with the frosted tips instead of the mullet. Number 12, sporting a great mullet too.
Yeah, we'll talk to him later about some fashion tips for that hairstyle.
You and I in hoodie and tights are really bringing up the fashion in the booth.
At least we are warm.
On the back foot, Queen still gets a ball cleanly out the back of the ruck. Big contest at ruck time, going to hit some forwards.
Oh, and
big
Rudy
run.
McPhail here with a great run. He's looking to set up a platform to kick here.
Rudy McPhail, big guy, Masters of Applied Science from UBC OB Ravens, St. George's School in Vancouver. Everybody will be really excited to know that for the next game, all the Carsons, we have figured out how they are related. So stay tuned, let the suspense build. Number 2 from Guelph, throwing the ball in. David Scollin, hooker from Mississauga. Clean ball, number 12, redhead mullet man. Nice footwork into contact. Queens is gonna have to get around the defensive perimeter there.
Oh, and well done, well defended here from the Gaels, forcing that knock on and that point of contact. And Gaels with a scrum kind of midway between the 22 and the 40-meter line, hoping to exit here out of the Gaels end.
Second rows and Queens, engine of the scrum. Loose head side, Cole Hickey. And on the tight head side, Noah King. Both from BC, one from Lawson, one from Vancouver.
Oh, great view here of the scrum. Oh, and number 8, Vanderploeg with some great leg drive here, but looks like Guelph has successfully poached that ball, causing that penalty. So Guelph will be thinking about what they want to do here. Maybe a shot at points, or nope, they like what's happening in their line out, in their maul, so they're opting for a line out here.
Smart play if Queens isn't going to go up and try to defend the line out at all, giving Guelph clean ball. Skills from the hooker have been very positive thus far. Neil Trainer, sorry, that's for the Queens, the Guelph number 2, David Scollin, first year. Great for him to get those starting minutes and great experience at a national championship. Queens this time does contest and therefore not straight. Realized a decision needed to be made in order to contest that line out. They did, and it was in their favor.
Great adjustment there by the Gaels.
Announcers curse, just telling the hooker that their throws have been excellent and unfortunately not straight there.
Now looking at these two squads, Guelph definitely having the younger team, lots of first and second years, and Queens lots and lots of age and experience.
Including a few 6th and 7th years.
Yeah.
Because this is not a U Sport Championship, there is no 5-year eligibility limit. We have an age limit, normally 25 years old, this year 26 due to COVID and not having a championship last year. Guelph really close to the line, few forward picks, lots of bodies on the ground.
Well done to Guelph, just inching and battling for that.
Heroic defense right now from Queens.
Yep. Excellent 3-point stance here.
Really good job structure from Guelph. Multiple pick and goes. Not worried about not making too many meters, but trying to suck in that Queens Gael defense. Now getting close. Now they're close to the line. Chris Asmus getting on all fours, trying to make sure he can see if that ball gets touched down. Ball's available. Good stop by Queens.
Yeah, trying to go for that post.
Now
but
going out the
moving this
back.
ball. Oh, great defensive effort here by number 14.
He had one choice, and that was to go in hot, and they've stolen the ball.
Well done,
Credit,
by Queens.
credit to the winger coming firing up. Sometimes they call that a kill ball on defense.
Yeah.
Or a shoot.
Yeah, with that situation of, having a 2-on-1 and just kind of a Hail Mary, go for applying that pressure, shooting up.
Lots of time for a big clearing kick, but it does not make touch, and number 10 for Guelph is going on a run and a high hit, and that player may be in trouble. Queens player, he knows it's coming. Yellow card, he's going to be out for the last 5 minutes of the half.
It's number 8, Vanderploeg for the Gaels.
Crowd not happy. Honestly, no choice being given.
Yeah, that was a naughty play.
Player in question from St. Anne's High School, London St. George, his third year of commerce from Walton. Momentum shift here for Guelph. They had a lot of momentum close to the line, then a big defensive effort from Queens. Thought that relieved the pressure, but no, a high tackle, yellow card, and now Guelph inside the 22 with an attacking line out and stolen.
Steal there by Will Matthews, number 6 for the Gaels. Well done. Oh, and Guelph there leaving their feet.
And just like that, momentum changes. Big line out steal. Now penalty. Queen's going to kick down the field and have a shot with their own line out. Thank you to everyone on YouTube tuning in. Getting close to 500 viewers right now. Player got a yellow card, being asked why. It was a high tackle. Need to protect those players, their necks, their heads.
Oh, and unfortunately that ball is not straight in the line out. Wind playing a factor here. You can see snow blowing pretty sideways.
Number 10 going in to talk to the referee. Seems a little frustrated, not quite sure why. Guelph player, their captain, Arya Kashufi. Sometimes tough to have those conversations from the backs.
And Guelph so successful in their lineout at the beginning of this game, so hopefully they'll be able to maintain or get back to that success.
Close contest here in.
Oh, and unfortunately another not straight line out, and Queens will have the scrum.
Commentator's curse coming in again. Apologies, number 2. 10-5 right now for Queens over Guelph. Queens has a man in the bin. There is 3 minutes left in this first half of bronze medal final in the 2021 Canadian University Men's Rugby Championship. Look at that body position, nice and low. They come up a little bit on contact, but then get their knees nice and low, want to have parallel knees to the ground. Guelph winning that scrum contest, but unplayable, so it's going to go back to Queens. Apologies, not unplayable. The front rows both came up. Saw the hand signals from Chris Asmus there, putting his hands up in the air.
Yeah, front row here really trying to win that shoulder battle, getting nice and low and setting low.
Engine room for Guelph, Adam Ford on that loose head side and Cooper Grow on that tight 10 side, both from Ontario. Really important to have a good connection. Locks to props, try to leave that hooker alone. They can play the ball.
Oh, and that ball is stolen in this scrum to Guelph. Guelph looks to go wide.
Brought in their winger to play first receiver to get the ball wide just outside of the left-hand post, and a good body position jackal there.
And number 12, Eric Godden.
Going quick, Queens not messing around. They want to score before the half, give their spectators a show.
Oh, big run here for the Gaels. And Santi, great ball there by number 10.
Now over into the 15-meter channel on the left-hand side, hitting a big forward runner. Support lost his feet, but didn't matter. There was extra support there, and going back to that left-hand blind side, trying to catch Guelph off guard, but they were obviously there, and a knock-on scrum again to Guelph. They will not be unhappy with that result, getting to scrummage again.
Yeah, and nines often when they're scooting, they look to offload the ball so that they can, still be able to play the ball at the back of that breakdown. And unfortunately, Adam Doyle, just with attempting to offload that ball, just a little bit of a knock on there, and beat Guelph scrum here.
Back row for Guelph as we set up for the scrum. Blindside flanker number 6, Reese Collins. Max Goodwin's on the open side flagger wearing number 7. And then number 8, Tyler Casey.
Both of these rosters taking a hit this tournament. Guelph only dressing 21 players and Queens only dressing 23. So both teams starting out with 26. So you can see that managing bodies is the name of the game.
Penalty at scrum time. Queens goes quickly. They've had success getting down the field. When they go quickly, Chapin goes. Number 1, loose head prop. Good footwork and contact. Nice quick ball. High ball, what we may have called a suicide pass.
Yeah, great job for the Guelph Griffins here, setting up quickly on defense.
They've had excellent spacing and coming up and targeting where that ball carrier is going to be. They've been lucky with who they're sending up because they're not sending the whole team up. As you can see, the right-hand bottom side of the screen is not going up at all. And a penalty the other way. Multiple movements. Let's wait for it. Holding on, excuse me.
Yeah, unfortunately with that ball carrier, as soon as your knee hits the ground, you got to release that ball. So if you have momentum and you are continuing to go, you have to release that ball, get back on your feet, and pick that ball up again.
Guelph electing just to tap and then kick it into touch, stop the half. Good call by them. Halftime right now, Queens leading 10-5. This match is brought to you by For the Love of the Game. Don't forget to get some refreshments at the Langara pub on site. Now 500 people watching on YouTube, more on the Rugby Network. We're going to take a quick break for 5 minutes. I'm Maria Sampson, joined by Lauren McEwen in the booth. Quick run for a bathroom break. We'll be right back.
The most successful people in life share one thing in common.
They all put themselves in a position to thrive.
Surrounded by people who challenge them to think bigger.
And communities that support them at every turn.
In the classroom.
And way outside of it.
If you want to set yourself up for success.
If you want to give yourself the tools to achieve any goal.
There's no better place to begin than Queens.
We challenge.
We support.
You succeed.
You'll be great, no matter where you go.
But your greatest story starts right here. When kids in need are given the chance to play sports, what you're really equipping us for is life. Support the future of your community. Support Jumpstart. Because we all play for Canada.
The most successful people in life share one thing in common.
They all put themselves in a position to thrive.
Surrounded by people who challenge them to think bigger.
And communities that support them at every turn.
In the classroom.
And way outside of it.
If you want to set yourself up for success.
If you want to give yourself the tools to achieve any goal.
There's no better place to begin than Queen's.
We challenge.
We support.
You succeed.
You'll be great, no matter where you go.
But your greatest story starts right here.
Welcome back to the second half of this bronze medal final. Guelph Griffins here kicking off to the Queen's Gaels. And unfortunately that kick does not go 10, so it will be a Queen's scrum at center. My name is Lauren McEwen. I am joined by rugby legend Maria Sampson. So honored to have you in the booth with me as we do these games, and pretty awesome having two rugby women commentating a men's final.
Absolutely.
Having a great time here.
Pleasure's all mine. We did have comments around 5-year eligibility rule with the OUA. That does not matter here. This is the Canadian University Men's Rugby Championship. They run under their own regulations. Each conference is allowed to run their conference as they choose. If OUA chooses to limit to a 5-year eligibility rule, that is on them. This is not a youth sports championship. Players can be this year up to 26-year-old on January 1st.
Yeah, we have Rudy McPhail, 7th year, Johnny V, 7th year, and Alex Pipchuk, 6th year.
They could very well be in their 7th academic year, but perhaps only 5th year playing wise. Nice pick and go, seeing an opening around that post for Queens, going right to left on your screen, wearing gold and blue.
Oh, great footwork here for the Gaels.
Good clear out there by number 16, the replacement hooker.
Oh, great hands on that sideline, stepping back in bounds. We talk a lot about the best defender on the pitch, that white line. So well done to the back three for stepping in, and unfortunately bobbled forward from the Gaels. And it will be a Guelph scrum here.
Massive amount of momentum that each team creates, and then it's just stifled with either a soft penalty or a knock-on.
Well, we see the sin bin, number 8, Vanderploeg, coming back in for the Gaels. Oh, the Gaels have certainly missed having their 8-man out on the pitch.
That replacement hooker for Queens, number 16, Declan Williamson, 3rd year, Oakville, Ontario. He's from Oakville Trafalgar High School, played for the Crusaders.
It's
third-year
Oh,
mechanical engineering student.
unfortunately, we have Walsh Moen from Guelph Griffins, number 15, coming off this pitch, looking like he got his bell rung a little bit. I know concussion safety is so important here, especially with Rowan's Law coming out of Ottawa, and you know, we're humans first and rugby players second, so making sure that we take care of our health and safety of the athletes out on the pitch here.
Absolutely, only one brain. Concussion management so important. Return to play rules heavily enforced. There is no head injury assessment, HIA check. In these types of tournaments, you would need a completely sequestered booth and a qualified medical practitioner in order to be able to do that. Cannot do a quick sideline assessment with a therapist, therefore he will be off for the rest of the game.
Yeah, it'd be hopefully one day we'll see that growth in the game.
Back to 15 on 15 for a couple minutes now.
Oh, and a nice scrum here.
Not tons of stability in either scrum for either team. Queens had a push there. The number 10, their captain, Aria, going for a run, but a high ball to number 11. Unable to bring it in. Tough to catch that. Colin Smibbert normally plays on the wing, but he might have shifted into 12, or he could have been coming off his wing.
I think Dalton Campbell might be his little doppelganger there. We got a couple red mullets there.
All
on
the
for the Guelph
gingers.
Griffins.
We're watching from just the same screen. You are at home. Need to get those binoculars out and look over through a window at the pitch to get that better vantage point. Excellent job by our Queens audio-visual crew getting these games broadcast on both YouTube and the Rugby Network.
And for those joining us, it is still -3 outside, feeling like -8, so it is nippy outside. Oh, and unfortunately,
Might have stopped it with his foot. Aria, and not a knock-on. Was just off the field of play, or field of view, so didn't able to see it. Big left boot coming just, and Queens gathers well positioned back three to get that ball. Run up the sideline, staying home. Going right up the gut of where he caught the ball.
I think there could have been an opportunity for a couple passes away from there, but here we have Santi kicking that ball down the pitch.
Here we go, ping pong.
Oh, and
Potentially a 50-22, and it wasn't. Didn't go out.
well done to that Queens back player there for keeping that ball from going out of bounds for that advantageous 50-22 that we see so many players and teams trying to take advantage of.
Slowing the ball down here, Queens, they did a pick and go. A little bit of a slow forward ball as Guelph comes up really hard defensively. Now moving to kick again. Fourth or so kick in the last minute and a bit. Well taken by Guelph just inside the 10-meter line. Lots of room to run. Somebody's shooting. Queens Gaels, and there's an opening.
Great kick chase there by the Gaels.
Impressed with the Gaels' defensive structure thus far. Possession stats, I would think, would favor Guelph right now.
I know Dave Butch is a bit of a defensive specialist himself in his coaching, so you can see good defensive structure here by the Gaels. Oh, and just bobbled forward here by Queens, and Guelph playing advantage.
Even when they kick the ball away, they get possession back.
Yeah.
Bounces have been in their favor, even though they are not leading, and it's 10-5 for Queens.
When Queens gets this ball back, but unfortunately, Guelph does a great job of dragging number 10 out of bounds there. And it will be a Guelph ball just between the 40 and the 22 for the Guelph Griffins.
Lots of individuals in the stands standing up, bouncing on their toes, trying to stay warm. Can't imagine being in shorts and short sleeves on the pitch playing, and it's an overthrow to Guelph. Easy pickup by them. Forwards coming around the corner. Lots of space outside, but Queens good defensive structure and a good push to get out there. Not quite sure if number 11 has moved to the centers. He's involved a lot in the middle of the field. Nice to see that if he is a winger and getting lots of touches on the ball. Call that going looking for work.
Yep. Oh, and
a bobble and then a kick ahead, and now it's on. Chase is there. Good tackle. Isolated, but no, friends are there to help. Could have been a Queens turnover. Number 3 for Guelph picking up the ball in the middle of the field after a pass off that very heroic tackle.
Yeah, well done to Adam Dole there. Such a big fan of that player.
Not a lot of variety of attack from Queens once they receive the kickoff. A kick, they seem to be going directly straight down the field when they get it. Could be a tactic to then open that opportunity to kick either way.
Kashufi, great pickup there for the Griffins. Both sides just trying to run the players around, and unfortunately, ref says went backwards. Play on.
Let's see if they go straight back down or kick, and they kick ahead. Kashufi there again. We're going to be saying his name a lot. Not surprising that he is the captain. Great leadership and conduction by him, but unfortunately goes into contact. Holding on. Tap and go. Queen's not going any other way than straight down the gut. Number 1 going straight down.
And Vanderplug here with the ball.
Different
big drive here.
Difference in attacking style. The forwards are getting the ball a few meters and not on the run. Doesn't matter. Not 10.
Oh yes, that was
red zone.
Very good call by number 9 to catch the Guelph players off guard, force them in that. And I think the mark should be another 10 meters down the field here, if I'm
Number 4, Adam Ford, taking a yellow card. He did not retreat 10 meters before engaging with the player that did a quick tap from Queens. Because that was in the red zone, that was deemed to be cynical. Chris Asmus immediately reached into his pocket.
Yeah.
Player's got to stay warm. You can see him bringing him a jacket. He doesn't want it.
I know, it's so tough because, the scrum half ran right at him, kind of forced his hand there. So
smart play from that number 9.
Cheeky little first year.
Can see when forward runners are going for Guelph, they are attacking the line. Queens getting the ball standing still, but then using footwork in order to find gaps. 2 totally different styles of play from these 2 teams.
Yeah, Guelph women's side, similar style of play of just like really, really hard forward runners, attacking the line at pace. Always a tough style to stop. It's exhausting, that's for sure. And Kirkwood here with the kick. And the flags are up, and Queens extends their lead by 8 points here.
13-5.
This bronze medal game, I know Queens losing to Guelph in the OUA final a few weeks ago, looking for some redemption here.
Absolutely. I'd be pretty proud for them getting a bronze medal here at the CUMRC. Hosted at Queens in Kingston at Nixon Field. Kicking away possession here from Queens, straight into Guelph's hands, well positioned. Now moving the ball, Arya Kashufi seeing a little bit of a gap, going for the grubber. Number 11, first try scorer from Guelph, just going into touch. Not a bad positional kick. Line out now with the replacement hooker coming in, number 16. After the previous hooker, Neil Traynor, seemed to have hurt his elbow. Number 16, of course, Declan Williamson from Oakville, 3rd year. Can see number 1, that loose head prop, getting involved in a lot of things.
And a bit of a miscommunication, and Guelph comes up with the ball here. And Queens coming off this line. That ball is backwards, but Queens gathers and regains possession here. Trying to slow this ball down.
A great opportunity for these players to be playing in Ontario. Big kick here from Queens. And again, Kashufi is there, moving the ball away
Big
from
pass
where he
there.
caught. Lots of space to be played. Long placement. Ball is there. Slowed down the ball. What could have been quick. Little tip pass.
Well done to Will Matthews there. Great tackle.
And a penalty.
Oh, unfortunately, Queens getting dinged there, but see if Guelph will go for a shot, or nope, they like what their lineout's been doing, so let's get that ball on the 5-meter line. And
getting a correction that number 16 is actually Malcolm Shields. There must have been a change in the jersey numbers. Appreciate those on YouTube that are following along and giving those corrections. Also want to mention that the U18, U20, and Pride Academy coaches are here in person watching. An amazing opportunity for these players to be seen live by these coaches. They also ran a session at the Royal Military College yesterday. Guelph on the attack in a maul, well set up.
great drive here by the Griffins, and looking to pick and go. But Queens just relentless here in this defense, trying to get hands on that ball. So desperate to keep this 8-point lead.
You can see number 23 just putting his hand up on the right-hand side. He was thinking that he had some space, but they're honestly making inches with these pick and goes. Being very patient, little pop pass perhaps coming, or another pick and go. Looks like number 1 is ready with that pre-bind. You can only have a single player pre-bind, not more than one.
And Queens trying to get under this ball. New rule say if you hold up a try, it's your ball and you get to drop kick the ball out of your end goal. So we can see Queens here trying to hold this ball up.
And it is held up. Goal line dropout.
Well done.
Multiple phases, needed that phase counter in the top left-hand corner, and they come away with nothing, unfortunately. Huge confidence boost for Queens. A left-footed kicker going to the left side of the field, it looks like.
Yeah, Guadarrama.
Oh, he's
here
right-footed, apologies.
trying to just move and shift this this point here. Great kick. Finding some green, but here we have 23 from Guelph. Nathan Dupin bringing this ball up. Oh, and well done to Queens. We have a couple players killing that ball, and Adam Doyle opting to quick tap again here. But
big momentum shift after that. Holding up a try, then getting a penalty in the middle of the field. Called back on likely not tapping through the mark.
Great kick there by Santi, but unfortunately that ball does not head out of the pitch.
22-22 return kick. Mark was called? Mark was called. That was a big moving kick from one 22 to the other.
Yes, absolutely. And for those who don't know, if the ball is kicked and is heading into your own 22 and you catch it clean, meaning that the ball doesn't touch the ground
or bobble,
you get to have a free kick from where the ball lands. Oh, I think maybe Mark was called again here for the Gaels. So with Adam Doyle, looking at
The
ball.
kicker who caught it must take it when you're calling a free kick, or else he could tap and then pass it.
Oh, really?
Players can also begin advancing on a free kick as soon as the kicker makes a movement, even before they tap it. Fun facts.
Yeah, wow.
Laws by MJ.
Yeah, learn something new every day.
Lots of overflow players on the left-hand side with Guelph going into that 15-meter channel. Caught behind the leg. Show of skill. I believe that was number 9 who's moved positions. Great Sonny Bill off being tackled to number 1.
Some Harlem Globetrotters action here for the
Absolutely.
Griffins.
Putting on a show for the fans. Lots of Guelph individuals there for defense. Tackling while the kick occurred. Going to be straight out, Guelph line out. Good phase of defensive play for Guelph there. Arya Kashufi going quick, passing to himself, making sure it went 5 meters.
Not sure how that ball traveled out without hitting any spectators or things like that, but ref had his back to the play, so play on. Oh, great tackle here by Will Matthews. His tackle count is exceptional today. Well done to Queens. Great defense here. Oh, and unfortunately,
Contact was made, therefore they no longer have rights to the ball on a second attempt, I think is what it was. Subs coming in. So grateful to have this caliber of referees here, both in the middle of the pitch and as assistant referees from across the country.
Yeah, so many great rugby human beings here in Kingston, Ontario. So lucky to have all of these wonderful officials, teams, coaches, facilitators, administrators of the game.
The game is always looking for more referees. No refs, no games. If you're interested in taking a referee course, contact your provincial union. Can be done over a weekend, at which point you can start refereeing in the age grades and gain some experience. Great way to learn more about the game too if you're a developing player.
Oh, absolutely. I remember Lisa Newton, former national Welsh player who I played club with in Toronto. She said, "Ewan, go be a ref so you know where the ref's supposed to be on the field, so you can be a little cheeky."
Absolutely. Guelph getting an easy line out there. Done a good job of setting the pace. They have tons of momentum. Need to keep them all up. They are in. They just need to get down. Not getting greedy and held up. Unclear if it's gone down yet. Ball is there. It's at the back. Knock on.
Wow. Love to see Queens players picking up some Guelph players here. Lots of respect for these two teams.
That's what's lovely about rugby. One of my favorite things.
Yeah, these two teams play each other so much in preseason, regular season, postseason. So
there was that knock on. Chris Asmus right on the spot, seeing it. Scrum. See if Guelph puts the pressure on. Trying to get a turnover ball, just like the 2014 Women's World Cup semi-final with that long try at Magali Harvey. Let's see if they can recreate it.
And Guelph just dropping that scrum.
Queens likely to take their time here, given they're deep in their own and they are leading the game.
And Queens line out just outside, about 10 meters outside their 22. And with just over 10 minutes left in this bronze medal game here, all Ontario bronze medal final.
10 minutes left, can't believe it. Easy ball at the front of the line out. Moving the ball to a middle tip. Forward runner off 10 who tips to a supporting runner, getting around the field and continuing to go flow side. passing right to left, sometimes a lot easier for teams as most players are right-handed. You'll see players play on their own left side of the field quite often.
And the kicking match continues. Lots of unstructure here and with this attack, and we have I think of a forward pass here. It'll be a Queen scrum. You see number 21, Dan Svoboda, coming in for the Gaels. So Svoboda, big Belleville Bulldog family. Dan being the cousin of Sarah, Katie, and Tia. 3 incredible female rugby players. And Sarah playing over right now for Loughborough Lightning in the UK in the Women's Premiership. And Katie and Sarah both winning a national title for McMaster on Nixon in this tournament the youth sport tournament in 2015.
Did you have the boots strapped up, Lauren, in that game?
It was a win for McMaster against Queens. It was my last game ever for Queens. I'm not over it.
I know what that feels like. Ball's in, just staying in between the 2 scrums. Not a great hook by Queens Fender, and Guelph powering through, realizing that they had an opportunity to push the scrum. Hands were in on the Queens side as they were under pressure. Guelph ball. Lots of time in this game. Guelph going to play quickly, but did not do so from the mark. Mark being at the back of the scrum. Inching towards 600 viewers now on YouTube. We've passed the 550 mark. I know we can get to 600, now sitting at 562. Lots of people likely here in person.
Yeah, for these two teams, we can hear outside the window here in the broadcasting booth. The crowd is pretty rowdy here on Nixon Field, so lots of love and support for these 2 teams. Great job by Will Matthews to steal that ball in that lineup. That was crucial for the Gaels here.
Big left-hand reach, 1-arm palm there. Queens player going back, getting ready to kick. Keeping the ball in would give them an opportunity to play it, but there is not.
This ball goes to Guelph here. Guelph looking to move this ball quickly, down by 8 points. Is a tough spot to be in. So need a try and either 2 tries or a try and a penalty kick to tie up the game. And when Guelph securing this line out, going at the back.
Shufi sees lots of room on the outside. Good footwork there. Aria seeing there's space on the wing for his teammates. Number 9 now being played by 21 for Guelph. Darian Hurst from Newmarket, 2nd year. Not gaining any ground at all. In fact, losing about 8 or 9 meters. Queens doing a good job of coming off the line nice and hard. Forwards are there, but really tight to the breakdown. Queens not having to make any adjustment. They go out the back. It's going to be a high tackle. Don't want to get in the way of somebody hurting themselves. Don't want to hurt that neck, hurt that head. As a defending player, you are responsible for where you hit, and that is a big mistake by Guelph, trying to kick to the touchline, and it goes through the in-goal option. Queens chooses a scrum.
Guelph, it's so tough because you want to take those chances and try to get that ball on the 5-meter line. I know for myself as a kicker, you try to make that, trying to get as much ground for your team as possible once they've worked so hard to get that penalty. And unfortunate for Guelph, this is such a tight game, and it's definitely a game of who's making the least amount of mistakes.
That's certainly what it seems like. Ball coming back on the Guelph side. They got the penalty again. Will they kick for the corner after the mistake they just had?
And Guelph will have a bit of a do-over here.
Number 9 now playing fullback, Colin Lynch. taken the reins, 5'9", 180, doing his master's in animal science from Castleknock, Ireland. A little bit of international flair. Everybody else on the team from Ontario, except for Dalton Campbell, who's from Calgary, Alberta.
Corey Hector definitely going to be happy with the set piece here from the Guelph Griffins. Assistant coaches for the Griffins, Gary Robinson, Adam Maas, George Smith, and Tom Van Horn.
Both Guelph and Queens lucky to have a strength and conditioning coach on staff. And Queens gets it, showing that importance of the S&C with a jackal.
Yeah, well done to number 7 there, Nick Pipchuk. Wonderful, wonderful poach for the Gaels.
Number 10, Santiago Guanarma from Mexico City, just holding the ball.
With a beautiful handlebar mustache.
So great.
Santi, as the boys call him.
He went to Brentwood College School. He played for the Cowichan Piggies. His 4th year of economics.
Yeah, strength and conditioning coach for the Gaels, Colin McCausland. He works with all of our varsity athletes. And he just had a baby and became a father.
Congratulations to him. Exciting times being a parent.
Yep, him and his wife Muddy are quite the team.
Inside ball after going to the 10. Quick ball after the line out. Guelph coming up firing on defense. They're running out of time and therefore will be playing desperate defensive rugby. You can see them coming off the line hard. Double tackle onto a forward runner just in front of the post at about the 10-meter line. Midfield. Straight back to forwards, a little bit of confusion, but good footwork by the tall lock.
And Santi with a nice little kick through.
Saying it's going to be a Queen's ball. I think the AR had their hand out to the right, unclear.
I know that that attempt there by the Queens player to knock that ball backwards, and
it is Queen's ball. Chris Asmus doing a great job talking to his assistant referee, who likely had a better vantage point.
Well done by the Queens Gaels. I'd love to see that replay of a player just knocking that ball backwards, but at a Guelph player running, forcing the ball to go off of the Guelph player. You see that a lot in soccer.
Interesting by Queens, where they come in and pre-call the line out before they even get there, basically making a judgment call that whatever they call, Guelph has not already adjusted to. Sometimes you see line out jumpers calling once they're in there and able to see, but if Guelph is not contesting the line out and it's not straight, doesn't matter.
Right, Queens doing a good job kind of wasting time here. Just about 2.5 minutes left of this bronze medal game. Every second that passes makes it a little bit harder for the Guelph Griffins to close that 8-point gap here. And again, resetting a scrum here, wasting time. And we'll see that replay. Thank you to our Queens squad here. And we see ball goes backwards and then off of a Guelph player.
Tough angle there. Definitely didn't know a player was coming.
Yeah. I'm sure on-field refereeing staff would love to have a TMO.
Absolutely. And hands in. I think it was hands in, not sure. Didn't see the referee's hands in. Well, either way, it's a free kick. Queens definitely going to be taking their time here. Not a lot of time left on the clock.
Wonder if they'll opt to run it.
Or go for points.
Can you go for points on a free kick?
No, you can't.
Yeah.
I totally had a brain fart.
A minute and a half here for the Gaels, trying to hold on to their 8-point lead.
For a free kick, you at least would have to have a breakdown, and then you can go for a drop kick at
Yeah.
a minimum.
I know we were talking about that today, how we would love to see a drop goal here.
Wouldn't that be great? Scrums and lineouts, particularly messy this game. Lots of really good forward runners, though, even though set piece isn't great. Lots of good contact area, both defensively and offensively, with good clear outs. Just saw one there.
I know, in Queens, you see Queens props playing almost every minute of this tournament. So
Unbelievable for them.
unbelievable. Yeah.
A lot of times you'll have, obviously they're scrummaging every scrum, lifting every line out.
Yep. Rudy and Stefani really good job for them. Oh, ooh, uh-oh.
Something has gone on off the play. Big whistle, crossing, Chris Asmus has called it. Sometimes the strength of the whistle makes you think there was foul play. Tapping and going here, running out of time. Either way, they would have to score twice. Either a try and penalty kick or 2 tries. Doesn't seem like Guelph is going to have the time to be able to do it, but certainly playing spirited rugby in these last few seconds here.
Oh, and Queens comes out with this ball. We having some patience here. Oh, and Adam Doyle kicking this ball out. And that's the end of this game.
Redemption for Queens after losing to Guelph in the OUA final. Obviously not a lot between these two teams. 13-5. 13 to Queens, 5 to Guelph.
Queens winning that bronze medal game here on home field
They are pumped.
in front of all of their friends and family in Kingston. Well done to Queens and Guelph. Great gameplay by the Guelph Griffins. Such a close game, such an exciting game to watch, and certainly exciting game to provide commentary for, and well done to these Golden Gaels.
Just getting our pinnacle scouting players of the game here.
So we have
Final score 13-5. This game was brought to you by For the Love of the Game. This bronze medal of the 2021 Toronto Arrows Canadian University Men's Rugby Championship presented by Lougheed Wealth Management, Raymond James, Dave Lougheed being involved in that game. Dave Lougheed of Lougheed Wealth Management at Raymond James are proud to be the presenting sponsor here at the CUMRC. Dave Lougheed and his team help people reach their financial potential, full potential, financial and beyond. Contact Dave Lougheed to begin your journey to a life well planned. Dave Lougheed is on site here, a Queens grad, 4-time Men's World Cup attendee with Rugby Canada. If you're looking for a trusted advisor in championship wealth management, contact Dave Lougheed of Lougheed Wealth Management of Raymond James to begin your journey to a life well planned. Our pinnacle scouting players of the match are number 9 for Guelph, Colin Lynch from Castle Rock, Ireland. We saw him move from 9 to fullback, wearing that black scrum cap. And then number 7 for Queens, Alexander Pipchuk, flanker from Calgary, Alberta, in his 6th academic year.
Yeah, Pipchuk doing all the work that you never see. You know, the work that's the grinding work of beautiful, beautiful tackles.
Absolutely.
Amazing balls poached.
Calgary Canucks will be very happy as he is a product from there. Hugs all around for Queens. I imagine fans in the crowd are particularly happy given this is on home field. Look at all those orange caps. Look at everybody being bundled up. players just having a little bit of a chat before they present the Pinnacle Scouting Player of the Match on the field, as mentioned. Number 9 for Guelph and number 7 for Queens. That's Colin Lynch and Alex Pipchuk.
You see Dave Butch there talking to his boys. He's got to be happy with that performance.